Yo, yo, yo. We're live. This is like day 4. I'm not counting days this time, but we're here with the man, the myth, the man who lives in infamy, the flame. What's up, Fuego?
Hey, thanks a lot for having me on. It's certainly that time of year. It's Christmas, and who doesn't want to have a Yule log burning, right?
Yeah, for sure. And
Yeah,
I plan on being live at 3:30. And listen, I'm late, and it's all Uncle Bobby's fault, Uncle Bobby B's fault. And let me explain. So I have a mailbox that I have packages sent to, and that way they don't get stolen. You know, the UPS store, it's like a UPS store mailbox. They hold them. They send me a text when they get them. Sometimes they don't. Um, but Uncle Bobby B has sent me a package, and I had looked for it. I didn't get the text, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stop, see if they got it there, and they didn't have it there. So that's why I'm like, had to stop by because I worked today, so I didn't get off work till 3. Oh, I figured, hey, it's worth being a little bit late if I can get the package. But I did get another package that will open live in a little bit.
absolutely. That's awesome.
Yeah. So what's going on in your world?
My world is
Yeah.
uh, is turned upside down. Actually, I think I mentioned this on a stream. I fell back, hit my head, split
Yeah.
it open, 9 staples in the back of my head, in the middle of this whole thing. Right? My
Yeah.
wife, my wife asked me for a couple pay stubs. And I'm thinking, well, it's end of the tax time, right?
Yeah.
So while I'm in this concussion protocol, fog of war kind of deal, she gets a pre-approval for a house. And by the time I come out of my concussion, we have a new house. So I got to move, so
There you
that's
go.
the thing. It's like, I spent 2 years building, everything that I have in the audio
Right.
room and everything like that. And all of a sudden, well, okay,
Well,
you know,
listen,
and
this is a good excuse to get all new test benches and stuff. I mean,
I'm
because you got to, right? You're moving, so you got to get all this new stuff.
as we go through our discussion here, I'm going to be asking for help and advice from the chat, from you, because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I've never had a brand new house. I mean, I went by
Yeah.
there this morning. They're still building it. The garage door was open. I'm in there snapping measurements, but
Dude, listen, on a side note, we're going to have to get you like a bubble boy suit because you've already been hurt earlier this year, but like hospital hurt. Um, and then you got the staples in the head. We got to figure something out, man. We can't lose El Fuego.
El Fuego, maybe Bubble Boy, right? You
Yeah,
know,
something like that. Bubble
the,
boy. Appreciate it, Byron. What's up, homie?
yeah, look at that.
He's the man. It says thanks for being you. That's one thing. So I have 2 chats running when I'm streaming, and I can see what the sticker is on the chat that's for YouTube. But StreamYard doesn't let you pop that up. They need to fix that. Come on, StreamYard.
Yeah,
Cool. So I actually got some. I just got some stuff in. It's too late for y'all to get some of this before Christmas, but I gotta wash them. These Teespring shirts, man. They don't smell super great when you first get them. So I got the new wire T-shirt in white, and then went ahead and ordered a hoodie as well. So I got the hoodie, just logo on front, and I like this, dude. This green is super dope. Let me go this way so you can see it better. But yeah, I got to throw these in the washer before I can wear them. But super legit.
you got to represent, right?
There you go, the OG one right there. Oh man, my stupid mouse is acting up. I had time to mess with it. Trying to pop up a Thomas Marshall. HifiVega. I'll throw in the old school audio art to the giveaway if that's okay. Yeah, man. That's Thomas. Hit me up with the email with some pictures, and I'll do that maybe like on Christmas Eve or on Reverse Polarity, something like that. Yeah,
What?
that'd be awesome, man.
While we're waiting for you, Hi-Fi, I put in the chat that I've got 3 things for giveaways.
Oh man,
Yeah.
nice.
Well, I'm
I
moving,
just
right? So
yeah
let's
yeah.
give away some good stuff. And so I've got I got a car audio tool, I've got a set of component speakers, and an amplifier to give away.
Oh snap! So how you doing this?
Me? You?
Yeah, yeah.
How you doing it? Yeah.
Bobby, I ran back. That's why I was late today, Bobby. I checked the mailbox and it was not at my mailbox. So I don't know if it's just lost in the fog, but it may be a few days. Maybe they'll send me the text. They always send me the text when I got it, and I haven't got the text. So sometimes it takes them a few days to sort through it. He says, "Yeah, Teespring's got some smelling funky." All right, so yeah, I'll think about the giveaway while we talk about some of your topics. Where did you want to start? You had a lot of good talking points that you wanted to hit today. So should we start with, you've been a fan and a supporter of the channel since when? It's been a really long time.
I think that's a good place to start. You know, I think with the car audio for me is has always been this kind of passion, and then I lost the passion and got calibrated to it. And like everybody else, we blame Derek, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is Derek's fault.
It's Derek's fault, and and that's how I got back into it. And and then just being part of the community has been really beneficial to me. I was sitting around and consumed with work, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was my wife. She said, "You need a hobby."
Oh, I bet she regrets this now. I bet she regrets this now.
And I said, "You're right. I do." and then I went back into my old hobby from, back in the 90s. And I said, "All right, now, yeah, let me get the hobby." And actually, HifiVega, the first thing that I ever got when I got back into the hobby, I asked my wife for Christmas for an amplifier. Yeah. And it, in fact, is the one that I traded to you to get the boombox.
Yeah.
So
the 225. Yeah, that thing's
the 225 HCCA. I wanted that. I had one when it was back in the day. And but what I didn't think I was getting into was the community of everybody that's in, the chats and all these, shows and things like that. And I enjoy it. It's something that technically I like. My background, I'm a scientist by trade. So I love the science of audio, but to see all the different channels and things like that, it's, there's content creators, there's content consumers, there's influencers, and then there's influencees, right? I'm on the influencee and content, consumer side of things. Just enthusiasts, like a lot of people in the chat. It's
oh yeah,
it's great.
Oh yeah, and I'm the same way. I basically, the only TV I watch is basically what we discuss on SideJag, because everything else is, I pretty much exclusively watch YouTube.
So
if I'm watching anything.
So I thought you were nuts. Like 3 years ago, you made that statement.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean he doesn't watch TV? And then 3 years later, now I don't watch TV.
Yeah. It doesn't take much, man. There's a few good, and there's a lot of really high quality stuff on YouTube, especially like car related stuff that can fill your time. Power Nation's one of them. I don't know if you've watched Car Trek yet, the series they do with Hoovie's Garage, Tavarish, and the guy from VinWiki. That's a cool one. It's kind of like, were you ever into Top Gear?
Oh, Top Gear, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you know when Top Gear would do the special where they would go like across the country or whatever?
Yeah. Yep.
It's exactly like that, but with YouTubers, and it's super dope.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Let's see. I miss a comment right here. TM. Oh, he didn't hear what I said. All right, Thomas, send me some pictures. Email me some pictures, HifiVega@gmail.com. And I'll stay in touch with you via email. Or you can just text the number on the website, one or the other. And we'll figure it out. We'll figure the giveaway out. All right, so let's go into the topic list here. Let me see. I'll pick some that I thought were good. Oh, here's a good one. Top 5 recommended car audio tools under $5.
Okay, so give me a second here. I'll get this fired up. But so, yeah, it's the top 5 car audio tools that you didn't know you needed that were less than $5. So there has to be an inspiration for this, right? And I'm a tool guy.
Yeah.
Robert, you're a tool guy, right?
Definitely.
I got more tools than I know what to do with. And I got 2 of almost everything.
Yeah.
So I went to build a project. I thought I had everything I needed. And then I found out, actually you don't, and so I had to buy a bunch of small tools. So let me just bring up in front of me here what the piece was. I had to disconnect this from my test bench just so I could show it. But so you can see basically what I have is a switch panel, right?
Yeah.
It's a switch panel. I've got an old school Autotech, basically an EQ on there, and this is all part of testing things. You can see the illuminated
are those the Spark Innovation switches?
Those are actually exactly that. So rather than paying all the money, because I'm cheap like a lot of people, I didn't want to pay a ton of money, but I wanted more switches too. Right. I have the RBX4 channel switch box in my vehicle, but if you look at the back of this, in order to get this thing to work and be able to switch on amplifiers and everything else I want to do, check out the wiring on the back. Look at that. Look at that snaggle,
There you go.
And so my top 5 list was based on what it took me to build this piece. So with that, I'll get into it. And I don't know that I have a specific order on this, but and it wouldn't be a top 5 list without a couple extra honorable mentions, right?
Gotta be always.
That's the HifiVega way.
That's the joke. It's the same joke as Kip's 90-minute shows.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 90 minutes means
right.
Means 120, right? Most of the time. So, but I like those. So I'll start with one. When I was building that piece, under $5, blue tape, a roll of blue tape to be able to line out and center where you want to punch holes in something or an amp rack, right? So under $5.
Plus you get a clean drill. Like if you're drilling and you put the blue tape over plastic.
Exactly. So the plastic that I used in that piece was 3/8 HDPE.
Yeah.
So 12 by 24. I didn't want any, and ABS is even worse, right?
Yeah, it is.
So you stretch that thing out, but once you get your point set up where you want that, then you mark it out with the tape. You can drill right through it, right? So, but if you're wanting to drill through it, and I didn't have the time, and I'm a huge 5-star car stereo fan.
Right.
I didn't have time to go and get the D-wire ruler. So I went and got what I called the Z wire ruler. So my last name is Zemer. So my wife happens to be a school teacher, and I found these things. I'm like, okay, well, I needed something that was transparent. I could see, I could mark, the locations where I wanted to drill, and I got a whole 4-pack for under $5. So
there you go.
So that's number 2 on the list. Let's see here. I'll go. In order to get on the back of this piece, you can see I've got this is basically the Blue Sea Marine piece, but I didn't want to drill holes through it and lag it into the board. So I ended up using Velcro strips. So adhesive, this comes in handy all the time in car audio. Like a bass knob, if you want to put it in some place like that, you just cut a piece off and attach it. I got the whole package for under $5.
Yeah, I just used a bunch of it on putting my SQ dash mat on the Trooper. So
yeah, I mean it's hard to beat for the price. So I would say next on the list would be I'm gonna go this tool, and I'm wondering, it might be hard to see, but
is it an X-Acto knife?
It's not an X-Acto knife.
Oh, it's a loop end or whatever. It's hard to see. Yeah,
it's hard to see. I got a whole package of them for less than $5, and this is a seam ripper. So I'm not a seamstress. I don't know anything about that, but there are many times where I find the wife can really help with car audio. So I had made a wire bundle, right, with tape, and couldn't get it apart. But a seam ripper, you put it right in there, and that Tessa tape is gone. And so that's the purpose of this tool. So a whole pack under $5.
Nice.
Yeah, it was definitely a big help because I had a big bundle. And
yeah, the Tessa tapes. It looks good when you have it on, but when you're taking it off, it's a mess.
Yeah, and the nice thing about the seam ripper is it's got a dull side to it, so it doesn't cut into your wire. And you just run it right up there, and it'll cut the stuff off and get out of your way, and then you can go back and do it. So
yep, I got the Sonic today, 25. This is a Cherry Coke Zero, I think is what it is. So Tessa wads up, definitely.
Yeah, it does. So I've got a couple bonus items.
All right, let's hear them.
One is the 9-volt battery.
The popper. Poor man's popper.
Yeah, the popper. But also, this whole piece right here.
Yeah.
That's all being powered right now by a 9-volt battery.
There you go. Pro move.
So you could test your switches and illuminated, items and things like that just with the 9-volt battery, So, and the last one, and this is only for the people that are over 40 years old. Every once in a while, you may need the old man.
Oh, man.
Reader glasses. If it gets too small to read or the wires get too small, you might need them. So
I definitely have some of those. Unfortunately, my wife picked them up. I don't use them often, but I was getting to a point where I couldn't read text on my phone certain times a day. So
yeah. So the old man reader glasses are not something that I pull out, but often, but they're there if you need them. Especially with the instruction. Have you ever seen some of these instruction manuals now? The print is so, you almost need a scanning electron microscope to read them,
Yeah, definitely. And they got to fit all of it on there.
Yeah.
So I have here a package from Kicker. This was here when I got here. I figure we'll see what we got in here. I don't, this is the room, so I don't have my El Fuego pocket knife, but I have a Klein electrician's knife here, so that ought to do the trick. Let's see here. All right, well, we got a small package. Oh, dude, look at that.
Ooh.
Little cup holder. That's dope. Matter of fact, I will use that right now. Looks like we got a Christmas card here. Merry Christmas, little beetle on front. All the crew signed it. That'll definitely go up on the old mantle there. And there's one more thing. Let me see here. Looks like we have. Oh man. Got another cup. This one, the wife's going to steal this one for sure. She can't steal mine because it says HifiVega on it. But check that out. Leather wrapped. Super nice. Appreciate it, Kip and the Kicker crew. Very cool. I'm already using the cup holder with the plastic on it. So let's see, since we got that done. Let's see what else sounds good here. The El Fuego name. Let's tell the story for the people that didn't know why you were El Fuego.
Yeah, I think it might start with the email I sent you with the old rides, and I could quickly go through that.
Yeah, let me open these up. Hold up.
The question I get all the time from people is, hey, how old are you? Are you actually old school? What, how'd you end up with this, story? And it's maybe the El Fuego story's gotten a little more than what it was. So, yeah. So real quick, appreciate that, Rob, bringing that up. So
yeah,
I just put together, a couple of slides here. The first cars that I had. So beginning cardio for me back, I got my license in '89. My grandfather gave me a 1964 four-door Ford Fairlane. The thing was beat up. I mean, this is just a YouTube picture of it. It didn't look nearly this nice. It was had dents in every single corner panel and whatnot. So I got my first paycheck, went to swap meet, and really wanted to get a system. Ended up getting a knockoff box that rocks, put it in the back there with a Majestic amp and went on. So then the next car, I ended up trading that car for the 71 Chevelle, which is
just lower.
Yeah, it's the green car. So that's when I really felt I was getting into car audio. I put a M&M Godfather 15 in there, running off of Auditech 7050. This was 1990, and 3.5 cubic foot sealed box, and it really hit, and
yeah,
running front stage off of a tape deck, so
yeah,
but it was loud, it was for that day and age.
Yeah.
So
I mean, this wasn't your first car, was it?
yes, yeah, it was my first car.
This was your first car?
Yeah.
Dude, that's pretty crazy sick car for your very first car. And
I
that's a
didn't
box that
realize it.
rocks, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I didn't have the box. It was a swap meet knockoff, right? So
Oh, okay. Oh,
they they,
Rockstar.
they
Rockstar.
called it the rock star,
Yeah.
right? And so you're walking through the swap meet, right? And everybody's in there and they're selling knockoffs, if anything. It looked like the box that rocks,
Yeah.
and it had 212s and it had the PCO tweeters and horns and all that stuff. But I paid actually I remember, and that you think about the cost of money, I paid like $100 for that thing 30 years ago. That today in today's money,
Yeah, definitely.
that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It had a handle on top, and I walked out of the swap meet and put it in the back of the car.
Yeah, that's yeah. Imagine what these cars go for right now in today's market, with it being
the interesting thing about that car, Rob, is if you look at the molding on the side of it,
yeah,
it's actual metal molding that was riveted to the metal. And
wow.
So I fired this thing up, and it started vibrating all the sides, and there was rust, clouds coming out from the side because the molding was coming loose. But my car didn't look nearly as nice as that. It was same model, but it was all beat up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you had the muscle car here.
Yeah, the Chevelle. That was a great car.
And so you had the Godfather 15.
And sitting in the back seat, not in the trunk.
Just sitting in the back seat.
Yeah, in the back seat. It was, the trunk was, I tried to seal the trunk up, with that expander foam. And I ruined the trunk lid. And so I just stuck the 15 right there in the back seat. Just put it in there. I didn't even put a seatbelt over it. There were no rear seatbelts, and there was only a lap belt, in the front. So
possible projectile coming.
Yeah. Well, it sounded good though. I'll tell you that.
So after that, we went on to
the Camaro.
The Camaro, 84 Camaro.
Yeah,
So you had the Sony CD deck, MB Court 6.5 in front and back, Autotech 7005 EQ around 225 HCCA, and then this is like kind of Seattle zone. Weren't they built around that area that you stay? Obcon Bandpass?
Obcon was built by Andy Overvillage, is his name. He had a shop in Kent, Washington, and I was in the local car stereo shop. And you want to talk about the ultimate sales move. I was the guy that every time I got a paycheck, right, I would go to the car stereo shop. What could I do? And I made a decision when I got this car, I'm going to build a competition car. I'm going to win a trophy. And you know what this guy did?
Yeah, what he did?
He gave me this, which is the 1991 Iasca rule book.
Nice.
He said, "You want to win this? This is what you need to read." And it was a sales tool, right?
Yeah.
Hook, line, and sinker. Reeled me right in. So I started buying everything I thought that I could do to get it. Yeah, this, and I quickly realized the only class I could ever afford, I was going to college at the time, paying for it on my own, would be the 0 to 50 watt class, right?
Right.
Which
turned out that's actually the hardest class to compete in.
Yeah. So I had no idea. And I was in the stereo shop, and Andy Overvillage, the owner of Obcon, came in.
Yeah.
Happened to be there at the same time. He said, look, I've got a box that fits back in the rear part of the Camaro. Are you interested in one? I said, yes, of course. And so, I put 2 8s in there, Orion XDR.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Those Obcon boxes were good, like some of the best prefab that were made. I would say back in the day.
Yeah.
Besides, did you ever mess with Virtual Technologies? Any?
No. Mm-mm.
So they made their drivers were actually kind of cheap drivers, but they were like the first slotted ported enclosures I seen, and they made some really nice enclosures, and they were some of the very first ones that I seen with bedliner on them. So, and then we go to a Chevy Love. What do we have in here?
Yeah. So the long and the short of the Camaro was, right before I was ready to head into the competition scene, I totaled it.
Oh, dude, no way.
It was, yeah, they took, I totaled it. It was towed to the wrecking yard. I went down there, I pulled all my gear out. I had to sell it to get the next car, which is the Love.
The Chevy Love.
Yeah.
And then what we do here? So it looks like is this the 7050 from the Chevelle that made it to the Love?
It made it to the Love. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And so I just had a Pioneer Super Tuner tape deck up front, going to some Sony coaxes, and then in the back I put in 2 Rockford Fosgate Series 1.
Right.
So I had no money. I couldn't afford anything more than that. And I built a box to go across the back. Now this Chevy Love, before I got it, somebody had taken like Datsun seats out of like a car and bolted them to the floorboard. So it actually had a rail that moved and folded down. So I was able to put that, that box back there. But it reminds me, I think, wasn't it Derek that had a Ford Carrier? He did. With something in the back and his knees are up, Yeah, that's how I was. I was all,
smushed
up and, got that thing going. Now this is a stock photo, but mine was black, but it had a pink pinstripe all the way down the side. I didn't pick it. I didn't pick it, but it was,
it was there. You had to rock it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you had to rock it. And back then, if you had a mini truck, and it hit, you're in.
The Chevy Love was kind of infamous. A lot of people had them. And then we end up on was the 84 Accord.
This is the car that burned. Yeah.
The fire car.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So explain us to the layout here. What do we got?
So this was sort of the next step in audio from the competition car that I totaled, went away. Yeah. The Love was sort of the in between, and then I thought, okay, I'm still in college. I can't afford to build another competition car, but I want something that sounds good. And to steal your line, I want something that beats the block down. And so that's what I did. I took from the Love, I sold the Love to my brother, and I took the 210s out of there, bought 2 more, same model. So now I have 4 8-ohm Series 1 Rockford Fosgate 10s. I called up Rockford Fosgate and said, I want something that's just going to, beat the block down. Yeah. So they actually helped me design a isobaric bandpass box. Nice. So I'm out there with the tape measure, right? Measuring the trunk, how much space can, when the trunk lid's up, can I fit it in there, kind of thing. And I went and built this with, actually with my father. My father is a very good woodworker, and it was that father-son kind of opportunity. So I built this box, went in there, and mind you, I was powering the subs off of an Autotech 9050 BTS. So, I mean, the whole total wattage on the subs was probably 200, 250. Yeah. Something like that. Not a whole lot. The front stage went off the Autotech 7050. But I put MB quartz back in this, and I rolled this car for a couple years. in college, and one day I lived about a mile away from the university, and so I'd walk to school, and I came out one day and I saw wires hanging out of the trunk.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's what I said. Oh no.
Yeah.
And so they had taken the amplifiers and the sub box. I could barely fit that darn sub box in there when they built it. How in the heck they got it out of there?
Yeah.
Who knows? So anyways, the equipment's gone. I graduate college 2 years later, right? So what I didn't do, and I should have done, and the only thing I have left from that entire build, from the car that burned down, I actually still have the power wire. So
the 4-gauge, was it the Rockford wire?
This is Phoenix Gold.
Phoenix Gold.
And if you think welding cables is hard to bend,
right?
I mean, this stuff. I mean,
I remember.
Yeah. So yeah, it's Phoenix Gold. So this is what I have left of the car, and I don't know why I keep it. I mean, I got to get rid of it. But just the only thing I have to remember. So yeah, it was a couple of years later, and I was living in an apartment complex, and I didn't think anything of it because I hooked the MB Court speakers up to a deck, and I didn't have a sub, and one night I'm sleeping and I get a knock on the door, and it's the police, and they say your car is this your car? And the funny thing at the time, I'm a scientist, right? So I had all this laboratory gear back there. I mean, my trunk looked like Breaking Bad kind of deal, because I had glassware back there and all this stuff, and my car wasn't registered to the apartment complex because I just moved in there like a month earlier. So they were trying to track down whose car this was. And, the police are calling my parents, asking me if I'm, into that kind of stuff. And, but yeah, I went out there and it's smoldering and all the, so yeah.
So what caught the fire then?
So it was the fact that I did not, and part of it's my fault for sure.
You didn't unhook the power wire.
I did not unhook the power wire from the battery.
So it was just kicking it back there?
It was kicking it back there, right? And so it arced and
so you truly earned the name El Fuego.
Yeah, so it and the thing is that there was like the fire engines out there and the lights are blaring and and it's middle of the night and I just moved into this apartment complex, and everybody's looking at me like, what's this guy doing?
What's going on? Yeah.
Police cars and
the blue meth guy's car just went up in flames.
Yeah. And I said this before, but the darndest thing was I had just started dating Michelle, who's my wife now.
Yeah.
And she lived like 4 apartments over. And she's seeing this whole thing go down.
Yeah.
Like, who's this clown? So
yeah, no kid.
So it wasn't actually an install that I did that caught the fire on, caught the fire in the car, but it definitely and it did completely engulf in flames, but it was enough to really get the fire department out there. I rolled the windows down on that thing, aired it out for about a month. And was able to drive it again. So, but it was never the same. Yeah. So I earned that.
One's right. Learning experience right there.
Well, thankfully when this happened, it was 1999. So that's quite some time ago.
Yeah. To meet the ladies. That's one way, I guess.
Well, that's the whole reason why I put a system in my car to begin with, and it.
Yeah. Turns out if I know you've seen, because you were live in chat, but if you were on the Patreon, you've seen the exclusive Miss HifiVega podcast where she answered everyone's questions, and one of El Fuego's questions was, did the stereo impress her? And I think what the answer we got was like kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, it kind of worked. Maybe we were kind of right.
Kind of right. Yeah.
Yeah. But definitely, if you guys aren't on Patreon and thinking about it, holla at your boy. It was fun. We just had one that was a live stream, just hanging out in the garage, playing. Since it's unlisted, I did get a copyright claim, but it doesn't matter. It's unlisted. So it's not a strike. It's just a claim. But we were playing music, building this bench right back here for a couple hours. So just hanging out like old days, except online.
Very cool.
All right, let's get into. I got about 10 more minutes before I got a hard out about 4:30. So, do you want to talk about the test bench or a build?
I'd say I want to talk about the trophy.
The trophy.
And that would tie into one of the pictures, my kicker homage, it was that I sent you.
Yeah, let me see here. Okay.
It's like 30 years I've been chasing a car audio trophy. And so there might be another picture in the test bench that shows like the bigger
three-time grand prize winner El Fuego. Let me solo screen this so they can check it out.
Yeah. So many of us know that Kicker Unmasked is just a wonderful addition to the car audio community.
Definitely.
And it's something I look forward to every Tuesday. Somehow, some way, and as far as I know, I'm the only one that's won 3 grand prizes. And so the first one was in February. I won the Cam A8 marine speakers, which you can see in the background here. They're the ones that are kind of flashing.
Back over here. Yep.
Yeah.
Those sound good too.
Oh, I mean, they're loud. And then the next time I won was less than a month later in March. I won a Kicker wiring kit.
Right.
And that was a grand prize. And then the last time I won, this is when I had my incident in the woods. I was literally laying in a hospital bed watching Kicker Unmasked, and I won the Comp Q 15.
Yep, I remember.
And
was that the show I was on?
That was the show you were on.
So that I think all 3 winners were people like that I talk with regularly, email back and forth, whatever it be, message. So that was kind of that was funny. I was like, dude, that's like Deviant and 25. It is rigged. They're right. they're right. This is not looking good.
Yeah. So that was the third time I won, and in there was another runner-up. So I ended up with if you could show the test bench.
All right.
The kicker, the email I sent you with the kicker homage.
Okay, let's go. Let me do this. I'll find that real quick.
I've got it.
Tribute. Here we go.
I've got to give the whole shout out to Kicker on this. Without this, so the trophy itself, the 3-time Kicker Unmasked champion. When I won the 3rd grand prize, I'm laying in the hospital. I think I've been chasing a car audio trophy for 30 years. Yeah. I may never ever get one, right? So, truth be known, I bought the trophy for myself. and
the trophy is a lie. The trophy's a lie, everybody.
Yeah. So I asked my wife. I had a Kicker sticker. I asked my wife. She's very good with crafts, like your wife. Yeah. She put the sticker on there, and there's another little Kicker K, down here at the base. But yeah, she made it.
You got your trophy. You got
your
trophy.
It's not like Kip himself or Kicker sent this to me. I figured I'd spend $12 and get myself a trophy. So
yeah,
Yeah.
There you go. 3-time grand champion.
Yeah.
You
3-time.
You got all the little the koozies, the shirts.
Yeah.
And you got the old school solos and
above that are the kicker gold letter 8s.
Right.
Above that. So there's my old kicker gold letter 8s, the kicker old solid barracks, and those things pound. And the amplifiers that you're seeing on the rack there, those are ZX460s, which are basically ZR120s. 2 of them yeah. So my plan for those, Rob, if we have a old school SPL challenge, those are rated 4x30 a piece, and so that's 120 watts an amp, right? So my plan is to go the 101 250 watt class and put those up on for looking at building a quad box for 412s. And Derek done an amp dyno on the ZR120,
right?
And he was popping fuses and getting about 300 watts out of them.
Those, I think they put a 20 amp fuse in those factory, but they definitely need a 30.
Yeah, just plug a bigger fuse in them. So look at that. I'm saving those amps for that. So
that's gonna be cool. Yeah, that's always fun. Every time I think I'm going to have so much time to do it and have it done, but every single time I am doing it at the very last minute.
Yeah. It's like you got to start now, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And then there's the Kicker Unmasked shirts. So
yeah.
I think I sent one to you, Rob, right? One of the black ones.
And that's the only way that I got one shirt like that, because I have a bunch of the ones that are like this. Let's see if I can show it back. So I have a bunch of the work shirt ones, which are really nice, but I didn't have a t-shirt. So this one, I think I'm going to be on a Mass Tuesday, and I'm going to give away a big 3 kit that's sitting right here. As a matter of fact, I'll show you guys while we're on. But I think I'm going to take this one because I have 2 of them. I'm going to take the original that I got. This is not the original. This is the second one. I'm going to have everybody on the Unmasked crew sign it. So I have one signed that I can, maybe frame and hang up. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I know you got a hard out here, Rob.
Let me show this kit off real quick before we get off, and then.
Yeah.
All right, so I went blue and white on this one with black. And, if you notice, I've kind of changed my kits up a little bit. So they're no longer stage 3. I just do a kit, and then you can add the upgrades as you please. But this is the basic kit, HifiVega, with blue with white, and then black on black. I threw a new HifiVega sticker I'll be posting up in the next week or so. So these are the vinyl cuts, the ones that aren't actually, that look a little bit nicer on your windshield. So I have those, the battery post, the fuse block, the fuse, and I think I threw a keychain in there as well. So that's it. All this will be given away on the Kicker stream, and then I'm going to give one away, the same very package, on my channel, and I'll tell you how to do that Tuesday on the Kicker stream. So everybody who wants to enter to win that, 2 chances this week. But outside of that, I'm going to be on Kicker Tuesday. Tomorrow's stream is going to be nighttime because I want to do something special. So I got a plan. It's going to involve my wife. So we're going to do something tomorrow night. Probably like 7, 8, something like that. And Monday, no stream. I have to work over Monday, and I need to get my stuff packed up for the Kicker trip Tuesday, which I'm leaving directly after I get off work at 3. I'm leaving directly after work. From work, I'll have all my stuff in the car, and I'll drive 3 hours to Kicker. just a little over 3 hours. So I'll get there about 6:30, an hour for the show. Give me time to prep and be ready. But then I'll be there. Wednesday, I plan on streaming at Kicker, showing you guys kind of behind the scenes. That will probably be the video where I do the second giveaway for the Big 3 kit. And then most likely my final stream might be with Dean on Thursday. I don't know if I'm going to do a Christmas Eve stream yet or not. We'll see. I'm not sure what we got going on Christmas Eve. But then I have a bonus stream that is going to be the following Monday after Christmas, the 27th, Base Wars. I'm going to be on Base Wars with Jimmy and them. So should be a good time. And Billy. That's it. That's all I had. Did you have anything you want to say before we log off, Fuego?
I do want to do a giveaway. So if you can figure out a way to do that. So I've got 3 things to give away. A component set that was Savard. Staff component
Same
set.
ones that were in the Hyundai.
Yeah, I've got a Benchmade knife to give away.
Oh, man. Very nice knife. My favorite EDA knife.
Yeah.
ADC.
Yeah. And then I've got an amp to give away, which I don't have a description of that amp yet.
Right.
It'll be something from my collection though.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to figure out a way tomorrow for people to enter to get those gifts, and then I'll get their shipping information to you, and you can ship them out.
Perfect.
Cool prizes like the Savard Pro Series or the Savard comps. Super dope. I run them in the Hyundai. Like, they're pretty impressive. The Benchmade knife, I use it every day. It's my pocket knife. Matter of fact, it needs sharpened because I actually kind of abuse it, but it's the light frame one too. So very cool. And then what was the amp?
I just got to dig something out of my collection.
All right, cool.
So
cool.
I mean, it's gonna be an old school amp. There's the only new amp I bought in the last 10 years has been the JP95.
I didn't know you got JP95. Nice.
Yeah, I actually got it for the Forerunner build. So yeah,
very cool.
JP95 picked it up $339 shipped, tax included. So yeah, that's going in the green Forerunner 2021.
Cool. And then TM's going to give away that amp. So I appreciate it, guys. And I appreciate everybody joining the stream and hanging out. And do you want people to find you, El Fuego? Do you want to shout anything out before we log out?
Hey, if anybody wants to get in touch with me, it's elfuegoaudio@gmail.com.
elfuegoaudio@gmail.com. Holla at your boy. So tomorrow night, be on the lookout. And I'll figure out how to give you the giveaways from El Fuego himself, and appreciate it. And TM, I'll holler at you later. So we will see you guys tomorrow for the 5th day of